In the Impact segment tonight, the execution of an alleged U.S. spy by Iran and a new lawsuit against Hillary Clinton. The parents of 2 Americans killed in the 2012 Benghazi attack are suing Secretary Clinton in federal court for wrongful death and defamation. And Donald Trump is now tying Hillary Clinton's email scandal to the execution of an Iranian nuclear scientist who was allegedly spying for the United States. Joining us now from Little Rock, Arkansas, with reaction, Republican Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, thank you for staying with us tonight. Senator, you addressed the Iranian scientist's execution and the fact that Hillary Clinton referenced him in some of her emails. Can we tie those two together?
Well, we may never know if there's a direct connection, but we do know this, that her emails contain, or her email server contained emails from senior advisors about this gentleman. And it's possible, as the director of the FBI, Jim Comey, said, that foreign governments' intelligence services may have hacked into that email server. That's why the original sin of setting up the server in the first place is so bad. The Secretary of State simply cannot conduct his or her business without trafficking in the nation's most sensitive secrets. That should have been on a classified network. It should not have been on a server sitting in Hillary Clinton's bathroom.
We all agree, and we've heard a lot about this, but this is important. What were her original motives for setting up her own private server?
I mean, I assume it's because Hillary Clinton has spent a lifetime trying to avoid public scrutiny and trying to mislead the public. And then when you add in the fact that Bill Clinton was traveling around the world giving speeches to foreign governments and major companies for hundreds of thousands of dollars, many of whom had business in front of the State Department, I suspect she didn't want to have public records of those emails. That's why she destroyed 33,000 of them. She told the American people that those were all personal emails, you know, yoga routines or recipes. And Director Comey said that that was a lie as well, that they found work-related materials in the few emails they could recover. We have no idea what were in the other 33,000 emails.
Yeah, and important to know, if there was any Clinton Foundation stuff in there, if there's any, pay-to-play quid pro quo stuff in there, that could be a motive for setting up your own server. We can't accuse her of it without knowing, but every email has a sender or a receiver, right? So these emails technically can be found.
And in the law, one is allowed to draw an adverse inference when a witness or a party destroys evidence. And given some of the corruption we've seen in both the Clinton Foundation and in the government under Hillary Clinton, I think it's reasonable for Americans to draw an adverse inference that she set up an email server specifically to avoid public scrutiny, and that the controversy between her email on the one hand and the Clinton Foundation on the other are not two distinct controversies. Those are the same controversy.
Now, Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, he said that there's a lot more that he's going to release that he knows of. What do you think he has?
I don't know. I know the intelligence community and law enforcement is investigating. It's a very serious matter anytime anyone in the United States is hacked either by a criminal gang or by a foreign intelligence service, so the investigation is ongoing. The Director of National Intelligence has said that we can't attribute that yet to any particular actor, but we should take it seriously as a threat to our electoral process and to cybersecurity for all Americans. But all that said, that doesn't change the fact that Hillary Clinton set up the private email server to begin with and put all that information at risk.
Now, if she was hacked, in fact, by, say, Iran or Russia, are more operatives at risk?
Well, it's possible that lots of things could be at risk, Eric. Again, she deleted 33,000 emails that we don't know the contents. We do know that what little the FBI recovered did, in fact, include work-related materials. They weren't just yoga routines. So it could be many people at risk. It could be special programs that are at risk. We just don't know, and that's why Director Comey said it was extremely careless for Secretary Clinton to have set up that server and for she and her senior advisors to be using it to traffic in that kind of information.
All right, Senator, we're going to leave right there. Thank you very much, sir.